is the kicker.
Okay.
I was actually a correction officer before I went to.
You're a corrections? You look like
Yeah.
a correction officer.
I was a correction officer.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We're here with Ernestina. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. Where are you from, Ernestina, originally?
I was born in Cali, raised in Vegas.
Born in Cali. What part?
Pasadena, but my whole family's from La Puente.
La Puente. When did you come out here?
I've been here my whole life. I just moved back, though, from doing time in Arizona.
Doing time.
Yes.
Remind me to talk about that. Was it like...
Yeah, I did time at Perryville.
Well, how long?
3.5.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Are you... how old are you again?
I'm 39. I'll be 40 in October.
Okay. And then, so you grew up in you were born in La Puente, but you grew up in Vegas?
No, I was born in Pasadena.
Oh.
I grew up in Las Vegas.
Okay. All right, where'd you go to high school?
I went to Cheyenne, but I graduated from Sunrise Sunset.
Oh, you graduated from there. That's great.
Yeah.
What kind of student were you?
Honestly, at first, the first 2 years, I was a very good student. I was in band my whole life. And then I didn't go to school at all for I think 2 years.
Yeah.
But when my dad had got out of 1 year, it was right before my senior year, he said nobody in our family would ever graduate. And what the hell was I thinking? Me graduate.
Yeah.
And so I ended up going to school from 6 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night every day for that whole year, and I graduated with my CNA license.
Congratulations.
So yes.
Wow, do you have any children?
Yes, I have 4 with an ex of mine and that I was with for 12 years, and then I have 1 with my husband.
Okay. You still keep in contact with them?
Yeah, not the 4. When I went, my ex actually took away my kids.
Okay, we're gonna get back to the part. Are you struggling with anything right now?
Yes, I just moved back here, just trying to get, life in order.
Okay. As far as
yes, I've suffered from practically my adulthood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there any growing up in the home or anything like that?
Yes, my mom was my whole life by my dad and my uncle, which is my dad's brother.
They your mom?
Yes, they my mom.
Like how?
They would.
Okay.
They would. And my dad was a hair. My uncle was an which kind specifically don't know too much because he really didn't do that in front of us.
Yeah.
But my dad did.
Okay. And were you at all? Physically, emotional,
emotionally, physically, not too much by my uncle, but my uncle would kick my brothers in the face to wake them up in the morning sometimes.
Kick him in the face?
Yeah, he would kick them literally in the face.
Why was your uncle always around? Was he living with you guys?
Yes, when my dad went to my uncle moved in with us, so there was about 13 to 14 people living in the house. My mom was the only one who worked, and she was the only one who paid the bills. What
motivated you to graduate high school with all these negative influences in your life?
That, exactly, the negative influences. My dad telling me that I couldn't graduate, and I proved him wrong.
And then you said you wanted to start some kind of YouTube channel?
Yes, I actually wanted to start one called Homeless Hacks.
Homeless Hacks? Well, tell me about that.
It's just about how homeless people get by, using ordinary things.
Yeah, that's a good idea, by the
way. Improvising.
Okay, like MacGyver. You ever heard of MacGyver?
Yes.
Okay, tell me some things you do.
So one thing that I learned, people burn hand sanitizer on the floor to generate heat. Okay. And it doesn't leave any residue on the floor. Okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it doesn't burn anything else that it's on.
Okay. All right, now I want to get to the part. How long were you in there?
So this is the kicker.
Okay.
I was actually a correction officer before I went to.
You're a corrections? You look like a correction officer.
I was a correction officer. I worked at High Desert and I worked at the women's prison shortly.
Okay.
So yeah.
Then you went to.
And then I went to. So becoming an inmate, needless to say, was a very humbling experience.
Yeah.
But it was in Arizona. I wasn't here.
Okay.
So I didn't have to really deal with politics or nothing like that.
There's no politics in Arizona?
No, not really.
No.
Not too much.
Were you in any kind of relationship in there?
No, I was not gay for the stay.
You weren't gay for the
I
stay?
wasn't a pillow princess. No, I wasn't.
Pillow princess? There's a bunch of those channels, you know, those women that have been in and then now they're doing YouTube channels.
Yeah.
Some are really successful. So you were there, you weren't a pillow princess at all, but you got hit on a lot. You're very pretty.
Thank you. Yeah, I guess you could say that.
You did?
Yeah.
What about guards?
Yes, guards too. You know what? Arizona, they're very the COs there are really f***ed up. Needless to say, and excuse my French. They would women, give them tickets, and then ask them what do they want to do to get out of it.
Really? You've witnessed that?
Yes.
So what you do now?
What do you mean? What am I doing right now?
Oh, chapstick. I see.
Yeah, because I got cotton mouth.
So E decided to come back.
Yeah, it was hard for me to come back at first.
Yeah.
Because I felt like a failure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I needed to. The final step, I think, is just facing your demons head on. So I had to come back, and plus, these last 5 years living in Arizona, I feel like I grew up. And there were a lot of times where I wish I had my mom and dad. So even though I haven't been in my kids' lives for so many amount of years, I knew that even as an adult, they were still in me. Because I know I wish I had my mom and dad at some point. Yeah. You know, and I'm going to be 39. I mean, I'm going to be 40. So.
Hi. Where's your parents live now?
My dad is in. He's doing federal time somewhere in Arizona. Where about? I don't know exactly. And my mom lives somewhere here in Las Vegas.
Okay. You still talk to him?
No.
Not your dad, but yeah.
No.
Did you get any visits when you were?
Yes, my husband came with my kids as many times as he possibly could.
Okay.
So for that, I was very extremely grateful. If it wasn't for that, it probably would have fallen apart.
Do you remember what you first ate when you got out?
An In-N-Out burger, and I cried.
Why'd you cry?
I was just so overwhelmed with happiness that I was actually out.
It was probably the best burger you ever had in your life.
Yes, it was, definitely.
So you remember clearly. Is that what you wanted to do when you were planning to get out?
You know what? When I got out, I kept on telling everybody, when I get out, all I need is a laptop. That's all I'm going to need is a laptop so that I can try and do whatever I'm going to do. Yeah. When I got into this car from the people that were picking me up, they handed me a laptop.
Yeah.
And they didn't even know.
For you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't even know that they were going to do that. But again, I started bawling. Before I went to I was a very harsh person. And when I went to prison, I decided to, that time away from my family, I wasn't going to have in vain. I went to every class, was part of every program I could possibly get my hands on. Every certification you can get, I got while I was in there. And I just strive to be, better. I know I suffer from resting face, so I try my hardest and really put an effort to not come across that way.
You got, I was going to ask you, were you affiliated back in Pasadena?
No, I was only there as a baby, and then when I was like 2.5 months, we moved here to Las Vegas.
Your family's not either?
My family is affiliated, yes.
How'd you stay out of it?
Me and my brothers and my sister, we all considered us pretty much to be so we felt like we didn't need anybody else.
Okay, explain your tattoos. They're really nice.
This is what you call chara.
Let's go by the light. Chara?
A chara, yeah. It's basically a Mexican warrior.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if you can tell, but you see how she's half skeleton, half regular?
Yeah.
Well, on the inside, she's Mexican, but on the outside, she's all American.
Oh, American? Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. And then the flowers are for my kids. Okay. One time I was in the hospital, and I had lost a lot of blood, and I went to emergency surgery. And when I woke up, my best friend at the time had bought me a humongous bouquet of sunflowers, and it was the first thing that I saw when I opened my eyes. So sunflowers.
Is that your favorite flower? Sunflower?
Yes. So sunflowers remind me of life.
Okay.
That's
beautiful. You do any kind of art, or what's that one? Property of what?
Oh my God! Property of Hollywood. That's my husband's name.
Hollywood. What do you do? Do you also enjoy drawing or anything like that?
Yes, that was actually a way that I got through.
Okay.
I sold drawings and made boxes and all kinds of stuff like that.
What are your talents besides art?
I grew up playing an instrument. I was in band my whole life. I love sports. I can pretty much do any sport, or I'll try to at least.
Okay.
And writing. I like to
Writing?
write. Yes.
What's your message to people that are trying to get clean but just can't do it yet?
When they're ready, they'll know they're ready.
Okay.
And
how will you know?
It's not a feeling or a action that I can describe.
Yeah.
It's more of a personal feeling. Like right now, I know it's time to put it up.
Trying to give it up?
Time to get it up. It's that time. Like it's time. And you will know that as that person. You will know that. And relapse is a part of it. It's a part of it.
So you've been in rehab before, obviously.
Yes, I was in rehab forcefully before I went to prison.
Yeah.
But when I got out of prison, I was part of a program.
Yeah.
And that program pretty much saved my life. I got my peer support certification. I became a peer support. Then I became a BHT. And now I'm a lead BHT. And then I'm getting ready to do my bachelor's and associates.
You're going back to college?
Yeah, so that I can
awesome.
open my own facility.
That is amazing. What are your goals in the next 2 years?
I want to, as corny as it sounds, I want to get like a hot dog stand.
Yeah.
And do it with a retro type.
Oh, that's a good idea. Don't give too many ideas out though.
I know. But it's like a kind that I've only seen sold in Arizona.
Okay.
I maybe seen 1 or 2 stands here, but not very many.
Okay. What's your greatest childhood memory?
Every year growing up, my grandfather and my grandmother took us to California for 1 week. And in that week, my grandpa would take us one day to Disneyland, Knott's Berry Farm, Six Flags. I mean, we did something every day of that week that he got us.
That's awesome. Every year?
Every year. Growing up. And I got to go every year. My brothers and my sisters had to take turns, but I got to go every year.
Were you the special one?
Yes, I was the firstborn, first grandchild, first great grandchild. So yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Do you know anyone, or do you know some people that have broken the chains of that are living a sober and righteous life?
I'm on my way to, but
you know anyone else?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes, I do. They don't live here. They live in Arizona.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I'm trying to get into contact with people here in Las Vegas. Yeah. Like I said, I just moved here, and I don't talk to. I've made a commitment to not talk to anybody before I went to, because I feel like that's just gonna drag me back down into a life that I don't want. Yeah. And so I'm trying to do everything brand new.
Well, thank you so much for this interview. I'm so glad we talked.
Me too.
How did we meet? We just
in driving through the garage, through the parking lot.
And what did I ask you? I forgot.
If I knew Amanda.
Oh, that's right. I have her phone. Amanda, if you're watching this, I do have your phone. I don't know where to leave it because I was charging it for you. So I guess I'll leave it here at the Aztec. Well, thank you so much, E.
All right. Thank you.
God bless you.
God bless you.
Thank you.